what's up? It's Joe Raiti from Raiti's Rides, and I am here in Tampa, Florida at Induction Performance. My good buddy Eli invited us out, and we are here to showcase some of the magical vehicles that they have in their facility. They have a great customer lineup with some amazing drag cars, street cars, and everything in between. And what we have today is this 2016 Lamborghini Huracan. Now, if you don't know much about Lamborghini, let me just give you a little bit of a history lesson. Lamborghini, believe it or not, actually wasn't a car company at first. They were a tractor company, a farm tractor company. And Mr. Lamborghini was actually a big customer of somebody you might know that's also Italian, Enzo Ferrari. The problem is that as much as he loved his Ferraris, he did not feel that they were what they really could be. And he actually added some suggestions to Enzo. Enzo, being Enzo, told him, hey, if you don't like it, then don't buy it. And that's what wound up happening. He wound up not buying a Ferrari ever again. He was actually barred from buying a Ferrari. And he started his own supercar company called Lamborghini that we have today. Now, what's interesting is that Lamborghini first came out on the scene with what many people say is the true essence of the first supercar, and that is the Lamborghini Miura all the way back in 1969. Since then, with the Lamborghini Countach, Diablo, Murcielago, Aventador, all these great names, and all tied into the bull that is located in their logo, we have these high performers. What's amazing though, is just when you thought, hey, the performance couldn't be brought to another level, here at Induction Performance, that's what they do, and that's what you're going to find out with this 2016 Huracan. So let's go ahead and start off with the front. Now, what I really like about the movement with the Huracan compared to the car that it replaced, the Gallardo, is I just love the more aggressiveness. It's like this sleek stealth fighter look to it, and I think that this is really the direction that they should have went in from the beginning. But the way that this car sits with this white, I love how everything is integrated. So that front lip spoiler, everything is totally lined up. Now remember, just like with a lot of other supercars out there, this is a mid-engine car. What that's going to mean is that the engine is actually located in between the axles, the rear axle and the front axle. It's not a rear engine car. Porsche 911 is a rear engine car because the engine is past the rear axle. Speaking of that logo, there's that Lamborghini logo, that raging bull, and I'm telling you, when it comes to Italian styling, Italian performance, this really is some tough competition for Ferrari, especially, like I said, with those historical names, Countach, Aventador, Murcielago. Let's go ahead and look at the side of this one. Now, I love the way that this car is sitting with the Novitec springs, and it lowers it down. I like these Brixton wheels. Very, very nice with the flat black finish. You could see those carbon ceramic brake rotors, cross drilled, the whole 9 yards. This is going to be something to expect on these types of cars, because at the end of the day, it's great to go fast, but you're also going to want to slow down as well, especially if you're doing a road course event or taking it down the Pacific Coast Highway in California or something like that, which this car would be, I'm just sure, a dream, because at the end of the day, coming from the engine, you're looking around almost 1,300 horsepower. So this is something that Mr. Lamborghini definitely did not imagine what companies like Induction Performance could do to the Lamborghini brand. As we continue down the side, everything with this car, just the slickness to the style, functional. That's what I like to see. You know, with Italians, it's about style, but it's also about being functional as well, and I think you really see that in this car. Just simple things with the way that the door handles are integrated into the actual door rather than sticking out. These mirrors, now obviously the mirrors are turned in, but when they're out, everything is there for aerodynamics. Let's go ahead and work our way to the back. This is probably one of my favorite parts of this car, because I really like the way that they took the roof line and the door line and converged them together, especially with this side quarter window. It really just allows the eye to follow, and that's really what the style of these cars is all about, is not only the performance but that style. Now, Induction Performance, I could say very proudly back here, created this rear wing for this Huracan. I love the design of it. I know a lot of you who maybe haven't been around the racetrack, you might look at this rear wing and you're like, hold on a second, is it upside down? Believe it or not, through wind tunnel testing, through the change in technology, a wing this style where you have the reverse attachment is actually better than the old-fashioned way of having it mounted flipped the other way. So it's one of those things that's what it's about. It's about testing these things out on track, getting the performance, and then bringing it to the road. I just absolutely love the back of this Huracan. I love the rear diffuser. I love what they did with the headlights, and you could see just the Italian style, and it really just goes right into that name, that script, that Lamborghini script. Now, I promise you, we're gonna open up that rear hatch here, and we're gonna take a look of what's lurking beneath that glass. So let's go check it out. All right, guys, here we are with the rear hatch open. That's that V10 engine. Now remember, this engine is going to be shared with the Audi R8 because Lamborghini is part of the Volkswagen group. Same engine, but I promise you where those similarities are, that's where they're going to end, because this has a full underground racing stage 3 twin turbo setup. So like I said, you're looking at 1,300 horsepower from that V10 engine. What can I say? When you look at that engine, I just love the cam covers. I love the Lamborghini script. And when it comes to the setup on this, you can see just how clean it is. I mean, if you didn't know anything about twin turbos or underground racing or any of this stuff, you would look at this and say, okay, that's how it came from Lamborghini. But like I said, Induction Performance worked their magic, took that stage 3 kit, and this owner is very, very happy. And who wouldn't be with a Lamborghini Huracan that produces 1,300 horsepower? Let's go ahead and check out the interior of a Lamborghini Huracan, because I think you're going to see that the Italians know what's going on inside. All right, guys, first time for everything. So here on Raiti's Rides, first time I've ever sat in a Lamborghini Huracan, and I'm telling you right now, this is pretty intense. So what you're looking at is some of the finest in styling from Italy, from Lamborghini. I love the style of these seats. These seats, full leather, obviously, with the contrast stitching. I like the way they hug you. They're going to be firm. This isn't something that, you know, you're just going to drive 1,000 miles and be comfortable as can be, but that's not what this car is about. This car is about ultra performance with that Italian flair. So you go do your track day, you're going to be held snug as a bug in a rug with these seats. Check out the dash, full appointment of leather, the contrast stitching, Alcantara. I love the vents. You know, it's like they take that style from the outside and they bring it in. Even here, when you look with the Lamborghini script, when we were out by the back of the car, you could see that same design, how it's brought in. And then talk about a fighter cockpit. There's a lot of cars that you say you get in, you're like, wow, I feel like a jet fighter pilot right now. This, I'm telling you right now, feels like it. Not only do you have the start-stop button underneath this red cover here, which is pretty just, I mean, how is that something so simple that could just be that cool to have when you go fire up this car. Very, very nice how they have the buttons laid out. Now, you know me, I try to keep it honest. I'm going to zonk it a little bit, even though I'm sitting in a Lamborghini. I'm not too keen with all these buttons right here. It's a little bit, I don't know, it almost, like the fit and feel of it, I'm not really digging it. Now, obviously, there's a big constraint when it comes to space, but I feel like they could have done this area a little bit better. How about take some of this silver from around the start-stop button, or even by this reverse lever, and bring it into here? Because this flat black, as you can hear, I'm not really liking it. Now, this is cool. I love all these different switches. It has that silver finish to it, and that's just going to add to that fighter cockpit feel. When it comes to overall seating position, the crazy thing about this is sitting in this car, I'm 6 feet tall, I got plenty of headroom, which is really nice, because remember, if you are doing a track day, you're going to be wearing a helmet, and a lot of people don't understand, once you put that helmet on, there's going to be less gap there for you, and you definitely don't want to be doing a track day in a 1,300 horsepower Lamborghini with your head cocked to the left or the right. That's not going to feel very comfortable. But I like the way they have that laid out. Very comfortable armrest, great seating position. Speaking of seating position, time to come over and check out the business end behind the wheel of this Lamborghini Huracan. Come check it out. All right, guys, 10-year-old Joe Raiti from Raiti's Rides is right now just blowing his mind, because I remember when I was 10 years old, had a poster of a Lamborghini Countach on my wall, just like many other kids back then. Now I'm sitting in a Lamborghini. Now, it may not be a Countach, but hey, our Huracan is a really nice place to be. So you can see the wonderful steering wheel. This thing looks like something out of a Formula One car. You know, you have certain buttons and switches, but it's not very obtrusive. Located down here, I do want to point out where you could go into the different drive modes for this car. Full digital screen. It's one of those things that really you gotta be on that track to really experience it and enjoy it. I do like the paddle shifters. Now, with some of the other cars that we've gotten behind the wheel, especially like the Audi R8, I'm gonna compare this to the Audi R8 since that's like the sister car to this one. This is what I'm talking about. When we say paddles, this is what I'm talking about. They're attached to the steering column. They're not attached to the wheel. They're made from a nice metal material rather than some cheaper plastic. And I'm telling you, as you're going around the track, because look at the size of the paddle. They're so large that no matter where your placement is on the wheel, depending on what turn you are at, say like at Sebring, you're always going to be able to make contact. And that's important because, remember, you want to be in control, especially if you're tracking this thing with 1,300 horsepower. And that's the wonderful thing about this. Take it to a road course, take it to a drag strip, you're going to really be able to enjoy yourself. Footwell is actually very well spaced out. It's a lot of room. I have a size 12 shoe that I'm wearing, and you could see that I still have plenty of room. And that's another thing, because there's some cars, especially like Ferraris, Dodge Viper, where they kind of take your feet and kind of bend them a little bit different direction that makes it a little uncomfortable. With this car, it really is spot on. Nice, wonderful Alcantara suede in the headliner and everything, and that's really just a wonderful, wonderful setup. But if you're ready, I'm ready to wrap this one up. All right, guys, it's been one mind-blowing day here at Induction Performance. Definitely got to give a huge shout out to Eli and everybody here at Induction Performance for opening up their doors and giving Raiti's Rides wonderful access to some of the amazing vehicles. And guess what? Just came in hot off the press. If you're interested in making your Lamborghini Huracan dream with 1,300 horsepower come true, this car is available for sale. The owner is ready for his next project, that next thing down the line. So definitely give them a call. You should have seen the name. It should be right down there below. Name of Induction Performance with their phone number, and just ask for Eli, and we can maybe make that Lamborghini Huracan dream of yours a reality here at Induction Performance. But if these are the types of cars you like to see on Raiti's Rides, Italian exotics that have been taken to the next level, 1,300 horsepower, leave a comment in that comment section. If you have not subscribed yet, honestly, what are you waiting for? We're bringing exotics, muscle cars, classics, imports, and everything in between. Definitely hit that subscribe button. I want to thank all of you who have subscribed for being part of this journey. I appreciate your dedication, your care, your consideration, and your trust. And it's just so exciting to have you on this journey with me. If you have not checked out my Instagram, Facebook, or Twitter pages, all Raiti's Rides original content all the time, merch. A lot of you are wanting to help support the channel, promote the channel. How do you do that? A button should have just appeared, and that will take you right to Spreadshirt. Go there, hats, hoodies, bags, bandanas, the whole 9 yards. I really appreciate everything that you do. Speaking of appreciation, got to give a shout out to Tom Mosher, Big Guns McGee, strong as oak, working this camera. He loves Lamborghinis. He loves every other thing that we do. And that's the wonderful thing. It's about this car passion that both Tom and I have that we love sharing with you. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.